Your castmates here have been sort of very taken aback with Lewiston in terms of the different things that you can do, especially the restaurants. They've really enjoyed the restaurants. What has been your experience in the couple of days that you've been here? What do you think about the village?
I'm really surprised. I mean, I've been to 3 restaurants now so far, and I found that it's all quality. A light went off in people's head, and they're really putting out, world-class stuff. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Even wine lists are huge in the, quality.
Right.
Not that I'm a big drinker, but to have good food, glass of wine, that's like a good night.
Yeah, for sure.
Good evening.
I'm sure, obviously, that the script.
I especially like the Brick House.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was the first place that Neil mentioned too. As a matter of fact, Neil's a big fan of that restaurant too.
Yeah.
So, obviously, the script is the most important thing. But how much does it matter, the location of the film and sort of the season too? Because obviously it's fall and this is a place you've never been to before. You filmed all around the world. How much does that sort of weigh into the decision-making process when you accept a job?
You know what? One of the things I do, Tony is a great director. I mean, this guy is so sharp and so available. One of the things that happens for me is I always call and talk to the director before I take the job. I've read the script. I love this script. This is like Morning Sun it was meant, I think, to go to Broadway, and for whatever reason it didn't. And when I got the script, I'm coming back to what you were asking me. When I got the script, I read it, and I hadn't read the lead page saying that it was from a play. And when I read it, I went, this is a play, but it had been transitioned into this movie script, and very well done. But the dialogue is excellent. And I thought, well, I'm very excited about this. I felt like I'd fallen into something wonderful, but still I had to talk to Tony. And then when we had our conversation, which was a good half hour, solid, out of the blue conversation, I realized how prepared he was. And all the choices are made between Frank, who's our producer, and Tony. They tried to get the very best that they could for this film. And it's all expression. In other words, if you chose to shoot in this hotel, it would have an influence on the movie. And that's all they're doing. Because they're really responsible for the outcome of this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here and loving every minute of it, but all of those choices influence the look of the film and the climate of the film. And so this one, this particular movie, this place, is perfect. The house that we're working in and all the locations are just right on. That's easy to say after the fact, but it's hard to do. It's hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It really is. I know that they're going to be coming back to Lewiston to make more movies. There's no doubt in my mind,
mm-hmm.
because there are so many locations here. Lewiston has a quality. It could be Virginia. It could be anywhere in the world, depending on the time of year.
Mm-hmm.
That we're here.
Right.
Because I know you get snow.
Oh yeah.
That river could be the Mississippi. I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's an art form. I think the visuals in a movie are one of the most important things.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's the frame, it's the air of a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I love the town. I went walking and I was so shocked because none of the streets had any traffic on them. And I'm living in California now, and that's like total insanity.
Yeah. Obviously, you've had a long and successful and varied career. Not a lot of people that would probably associate you with dark comedy, which this is. But is that the key to having a long and successful and varied career, is taking jobs that people don't necessarily associate you with?
I love the fact that happens. I have never been pigeonholed. You know, I mean, I've done westerns, and horror films, and, you know, all kinds of movies, every science fiction. And for a long time, I thought I was only going to be doing westerns because I'd done like 5 in a row, and then westerns kind of phased out. And really, science fiction is a western, you know, unless you get into the Stan Lee variety. That's not a western. But anyway, I don't know how it happened. I really don't. I mean, I never thought I would do a comedy because I don't think I'm funny. I just think that situations are funny. I love situations. I mean, wherever I am, I'm always observing situations. Not like we all are, you know. I thrive on situations and other people's take on life. I thrive on that. I mean, that's what acting is. Acting is 50% talking, 50% listening. So.
What can you say about this character? How does he play into the family dynamic?
He's the patriarch. But the core of the family, of course, is the matriarch, always. It always is. Happy woman, happy wife, happy life, you know, that kind of thing. And it can go the other way. Unhappy life, you know. But in this case, the talent in this movie, I can't call it a movie yet, is incredible. We're all completely different. We have somebody playing the mother in this, and she is the core of the film, really the core of the film. She's an amazing actress. You know, I'm talking a real New York, Broadway, fantastic actress. The character I'm playing in this is, he's reached the end of his rope in terms of family life, and now he's just, you know, some of the most dangerous people in the world are people that are older because they have nothing to lose. I mean, really. But his name is Richard, but everybody calls him Dickie, and I have spent half of my role in this walking around in my underwear. There's something about family dynamics that have always been something important to me, even if I was doing a movie and you never met my family. I would write long, kind of a menu of where does this guy's family come? What is he like? What's the family like? What drives this character? Any movie that I've done, what drives him, and what's significant that moved him in one direction or another, and that's just part of the work that we have to do anyway. Any actor has to do. But in this case, we are up to our necks in our enabling and all those dynamics that families have. And everybody at some point has to break away, or they have to be thrown out, you know, with their luggage.
Right.
Especially your kids, you got to tell them, go. Oh, you're leaving. Oh. And then the minute they're gone, then you start partying, you know.
You mentioned your cast a little bit, and one of the things that I find interesting is that it really is an eclectic cast. You mentioned like Joanna, she's got the stage experience.
Oh, yeah.
But you've got Diana, who most people know from American Idol. You've got Danny, who most people know from Community, which was a sitcom. You've got someone, I think Chastity was in horror movies and that. And obviously, you've got a reputation for all kinds of different things, but like you said, the westerns, the sci-fi, and things like that. What do you like about sort of the diversity of your cast and the fact that they do have such, different experiences coming into this?
Well, you know what's fantastic about it is that families are made up of, individuals. It's almost, when you think about a family, you got to go all the way back. I am the sum total of all of my ancestors, all of them. The DNA running through the line all the way to me. I could be more like someone that was born and lived and died back in the 1700s. I could be more like them than my own father. You don't know how it's going to turn out. And so the diversity in this story comes from the chemistry of the people. When I'm in a scene with these guys, I'm telling you, I'm absolutely blown away by what happens when you take that, and see it interact. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I was just watching a black squirrel outside, messing around out there, and I thought, how many squirrels have lived before him? And their lifespan's not that long, so we're talking multiple. I mean, who knows? One of them could start talking. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm always alert to the. I mean, especially this movie has just opened up a door in my head that might change me from now on. The writing is like music to feel. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does.
Because the words, it's not just reciting. I'm not reciting a character. Mm-hmm. I'm experiencing the character. And to have these talents around me, and we're all sharing, we're all partners in this, is great. The only thing we don't have is what you would have, and I've done a lot of plays. You don't have that 1 month or 2 months of rehearsal, which I love rehearsals, because you're seeking, you're slowly moving into it. And it's all based on the language, because plays, they don't have any cuts or scenes,
right.
So, and the blocking is like something that carries you. So it's amazing to know about plays and know about what we do in a play, and to take it to a movie which doesn't have that. So we're doing it on film. We are rehearsing on film, and then using our instincts, and then suddenly it comes alive, and you go, wow, we pulled that off.
Right.
It's unexpected. It's very unexpected.
Yeah.
Because when you see somebody giving out, risking right now, risking at that moment, it's a different experience.
Aliens, Terminator,
Pumpkinhead.
Millennium,
Pumpkinhead.
You've done a ton of voiceover work, obviously, even to some of the newer stuff like Blacklist. What do fans like talking to you about the most these days?
They want selfies. Fans want selfies, and I hate them because I look like the Hindenburg in it. They're so distorted. I look like Pumpkinhead in it. Anyway, yeah, somehow when you're looking back on films, fans looking back on films, what they're really remembering is how old they were when they saw it and what effect it had on them. So it's not really about me. I'm only a kind of road sign or for their life, which is fine. I mean, that's their road sign to my life.
Right.
I mean, my memories are very private to me about what I learned and what I was feeling when I did it. But really, fans are talking about themselves. I've been to some conventions, and at a convention, you'll have somebody come up to you and go, I saw aliens when I was 6 or 7. And I said, I know. I could tell that's why you're here, because you're trying to reminisce the feeling you had when you were 6 or 7, when you saw aliens, right? So,
right.
And it's all about them, you know, which is, that's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
It isn't about me. I mean, they may be, I've had fans tell me how excited they were to meet me, but again, it's like the intimacy of a movie makes you feel like you know the person, you know, but the truth of it is, it's them connecting you to something that's happening to them.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why movies are so good, you know, for people, because if it's scary, you can deal with your fears in a safe place. It's a safe way to do it. If you're afraid of car wrecks and there's a car wreck in the movie, you're not getting hurt, but you're dealing with it.